Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and today I'm going to share some graphic design secrets as it relates to inserts for your planner. And as an example, I'm going to be using my B6 Stalogy, which is an everyday planner that I have in this raspberry leather cover from MLG Co. If you're interested in MLG Co, I will link to them in the description box below. So what I'm going to show you is different layouts for week on 2 page setups. So for your weekly setups, if you're doing a week on 2 page, there are layouts that you can create and do a multitude of different style spreads. So this is last week. And as an example, you can always tip in or glue in an insert, a printable insert. If you have an old planner and you want to use the pages in your notebook, you can do that. This is for those of us that have a DIY spirit and like to do things ourselves. But this is also helpful if you are shopping for a planner in determining what style planner you want. Now, we all know that we have the option of vertical and horizontal, and now we have the dashboard spread, which I called a boxed spread, which is not really a week on 2 pages. That's a week on 1 page. Just like this is a week on 1 page. It's Hobonichi style week on 1 page. What we're going to be talking about is week on 2 pages. This is especially useful if you are interested in bullet journaling. So this is what I have done, and I'm sure this has been done before. So this is a good thing to do whether you're using dot grid, grid, even if you're using line paper or plain paper. It's a good idea to measure everything out or count your dots or your grid squares, your dot squares, to see what number you have going across the page and up and down the page. Now, in my example, since this is a B6 Stalogy, I have excluded the borders because they do not include the squares. The left border has very light times or numbers 4 times, and then there is a calendar option up at the top where you can choose what month and day number you're on, because this is intended to be used for a daily notebook or journal planner, however you choose to use it. So I counted out the squares, and I don't think I've ever done this before and actually written it down, but I've counted 23 across, 32 down. And then one important thing that you need to determine is the middle of your page. So 16 squares counting vertically will find your center, and then 11 and a half, which is, I don't know why there's 23 squares, but 11 and a half will get you to the center vertically. So I wrote all of that out, and if you want to take a screenshot, you can, so that you have that information, or you can just count it and draw your lines in your notebook. You would probably want to put this in the back of your notebook as a reference. Okay, so we're moving on to the first layout style. Now, I did this one in marker, and I stopped doing the marker because it was too much shadowing, and I want you to be able to see what's going on here. This is a basic vertical layout. This layout can work in any planner. However, if you want the 1.5 inch width columns that would fit Erin Condren stickers, Happy Planner stickers, if you want this style vertical layout, you have to do B6 or larger. What it is 6 columns of 1.5 inches wide, 3 columns per page. You'll end up with a split weekend, because if you want 1.5 inch wide columns to fit 1.5 inch stickers, the reason there is a split weekend is because you can only fit 3 1.5 inch columns per page. So that if you want the whole week on 2 pages, you'll have to split 1 column to allow for the weekend. So when people say, oh, I don't like split column, blah, 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 it depends on the style layout that you choose, as well as the size planner. If you go with a classic, then you won't have a split weekend if it is designed that way, and typically they are. So my Tim Holtz ruler is 1.5 inches wide, which is awesome, because when you are trying to design your own layout All you have to do is place the ruler, draw your lines, place the ruler, draw your lines, and you automatically have that 1.5 inch column. You can also use the stickers to create your columns. So I drew it out here, and you don't necessarily need to draw a line in the center because the fold of the paper will account for your center line. Because it's a weird number of squares going across, the two outside columns have 8 squares. The ones in the center have 7, but you also have that margin in the center to account for that missing 8th square. So that is the way you can squeeze in the 1.5 inch columns on these pages if you are going by the squares on the page. If you are not, there are other ways to find the actual width. You can use a ruler, divide it up into 3, however you want to do it. But I try to keep it simple and use the squares that are available on the page. So with this in mind, this is the spread you can create with that style layout. As you can see, it's vertical. There's no lines drawn. I use the boxes and the date covers to create my columns. So they're implied, but not specifically outlined. And of course, there is a grid in the background. You have to kind of fudge in the center of the page. I thought that that was the best place to do it to get the right width that you need for your columns. But this is an example of how that layout would look once you have added your stickers. Okay, so that's the vertical, standard vertical with the split weekend. We move on to a shortened vertical, a half page vertical. I don't know how I would describe this, but what it gives you is equal amount of space for every day of the week. You still have 3 columns, but they are truncated. So you have 3 on the left page, 3 on the right page, and then you come down with this, what was the split weekend on the vertical, it becomes the weekend, but it is equal to all the other spaces, if that makes sense. So doing this style, you have all of this space at the bottom to be creative, do whatever you want down here. You can use stickers, you can journal, you can do tracking, whatever you want, but you do have equal amount of space for every day, albeit a little less than the full vertical. You still have that equal space if that is what you are looking for. And an example of that, the count for the spaces is the same. If you're not interested in using Erin Condren or Happy Planner size stickers, then you can make your columns any width you want. You could easily fit a full week on the page depending on how you want to do it. So if you're not interested in the 1.5 inch Erin Condren Happy Planner stickers, then you can create any type of spread you want. So what I'm showing you here is how to create spreads where you are able to use those style stickers. Also, this gives you some insight if you are buying inserts or buying a planner. So an example of this is this spread. So this is a little busy, but it is this exact same style. So you have 6 columns going across the top and an additional one for Sunday going down the side, and all of this space to decorate or do with as you please. Basically, I use the date covers to create my columns. I did go in with pen and draw the lines just to make it more pronounced so that you could see where the lines are. And if you're interested in the stickers that I'm using on these example spreads, which I am actually going to be using, if you're interested to know where any specific sticker came from, let me know in the comments and I'll give you the information. But most of these are from Isis Ella Jewels. This is a freebie that I received, and the florals are from CHELA Plan. I got a few Happy Planner stickers in there. And as far as this, the boxes, the day covers, the strip at the bottom are all available to Scrap Craftastic patrons, and the doll is from Isis Ella Jewels. So that is the short vertical, truncated vertical, half page vertical. Then we get to the very basic, easy. This is one of those examples where I say you can just create your spread, not worry about the 1.5 inch. This is the simplest of them all. You divide the page in half both ways and you end up with 8 boxes. You could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, have notes. You could do notes here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go across with your days. You could go per page with your days, where it would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which was very popular when I first started planning because we all wanted to take a midweek photo of our spread. So having Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on one page was easy to do the photo, but I understand the need to go just across with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so this gives you a lot of freedom. However, it isn't Erin Condren's size. Happy Planner size is not going to fit perfectly in these boxes, but you can still use them. It's just going to depend on how you decorate. But again, this is the easiest one to do. You draw a line down the center, going both ways, up and down and across, or use washi tape. And that's a great way to use your washi tape to create your spreads. So I call this a basic layout, an example of which is here. So I used washi tape, a thin washi. You could use a thicker washi to create my cross in the center of the page and just decorate it as usual. And in this instance, I did half the week on one page and then the other half on the other page. So that is the basic. Okay, so moving on to horizontal. Horizontal is the most common layout for a planner, I believe. Every planner that I bought before I found the planner community was horizontal. I did not know about vertical planning or vertical planners until I discovered the Happy Planner. This is also pretty easy to create in the B6 Stalogy because we already know where the center is. And then if you divide the 2 boxes that you, or the 2 rows that you get after you find the center, then you have 4 boxes per page, a week on 2 pages, which leaves you space for a note space or whatever you want to use it for. Then Monday through Wednesday, Thursday through Sunday, or do your days the way you want. If you want your notes to end up here where you can plan for the next week, you could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now keep in mind, again, when I did these layouts, I allowed for the border that naturally comes with the B6 Stalogy. If you want to ignore that border, you can use a ruler to measure out and divide your page into 4. It's fairly simple to do. And in another video, I will show how you can easily just divide any page into the sections that you need. But for this, I just counted the blocks based on the initial block count. So I counted up 16 or 8 and 8 for each section. So each one of these sections is 8 blocks. So, and we all know how horizontal spread looks, but just to be thorough, this is what you can do with a horizontal spread. I used washi tape to divide my sections. The doll is from Let's Get Planned. The florals are from CHELA Creates. And I think this little laundry thing is from Crafting by the Pound. But the typical stickers that I use, and I will link to all of the shops in the description box below. So that is one version of the horizontal. Now there are different plays that you can make on the horizontal, the vertical. You can do a free-form layout, and I've shown examples of that before. For example, the first spread that I did for this year is kind of a free-form spread. And I really enjoy this. It's great if you don't have a lot going on, but basically you could just put down boxes, put your days of the week with those boxes in any style you want. So this is a combination of Erin Condren size and Happy Planner size colorful boxes. And so we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you choose what size box you want for what day. That deviates away from all of this. This is more structured. If you want to do freeform, this is a good way to go. Then this is an example of the basic using boxes. So basic, we just divided the paper in half both ways, in half both ways, and this is a layout that you can create using full boxes. So you can do variations on these. This is just like a base or a guide, but you can take it and go further with it. This spread is another example of the horizontal. So if you look at this, to create this horizontal spread, I use colorful boxes, turn them on the side to make them horizontal. And so we have each day of the week in a box. It's the same style, just a different take on it. This is another example of the basic. This is more reminiscent of personal size or A6 planners, this style spread, where I did the Monday through Thursday across, and then Friday through Sunday with notes on the side. So this is this, using full boxes and date covers. I didn't draw anything out. All I did was count the squares and place the boxes. So we've looked at this. This is basic. This is an example of vertical. This is an example of the shortened vertical. Here is another example of the shortened vertical, where on this one, I just kept it open with lots of room to write, use date covers for my columns. This one, I kind of went crazy with the decorating, and this is great for people who don't have a lot to plan. You could decorate all you want up at the top using your full boxes or deco stickers, however you want to do it. You would have a little room here. I would have more room if I had not used the washi tape, but I used the washi tape to decorate. Then you have all of this space at the bottom. If you have specific tasks to do during the week, you could do a Monday through Sunday sticker and list what you need to do for the week. Here I just added a couple of colorful box style stickers where there's still room to write in the stickers on the other days, and just left underneath Monday and Tuesday blank. You have options, and that's why I like to create my own spreads or my own layouts depending on what's going on that week, how I feel that week. I can design a layout that works for me. This is another example of the vertical columns, but shortened or truncated or half-paged. And then this is the classic horizontal layout. This is the basic, really basic, with just dividing the page in half. So I hope that helps you with either choosing a planner or creating your own layouts, whether you are drawing your layouts or using stickers like I do to create your layouts. Hopefully that gives you some insight into how it can be done. And I hope being able to see the actual drawing of the layouts helps in understanding how you can easily create your own. With these basic layouts, you can create layouts that look completely different every week, or that work for what you need to plan. If you like this video, you may be interested in these other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.